no better person to start us off than Regina Rage.
Woo!
Woke up with a poem in my head about you. Even had the thought to write it down too. I hoped it would be profound enough for you to understand that I've known you since the beginning and the end. That when I look into your eyes, I see the entire universe and every planet in it aligned. I put pen to paper and felt my language fail me. I couldn't find the words to tell you I met you during the creation of time. That I held your hand before and you've held mine. We've walked together through ancestral lands, divine beings to behold, ancient ones dripped in gold blessed by the sun. My vocabulary seemed mediocre. I just needed to describe to you my urge to press my toes into the earth, surrender myself to the one who knew me first. I desire your energy like no other, sorrow to a loved one, but I never sent it. Thank you.
Thank you. Woo!
This next person is somebody who I know from the pandemic online. And Tanya is somebody who has really embodied a sense of ancestral change. Tanya brings a lot of raw, real, liberated truth to the people. And I have felt really inspired to continue to dig deeper within myself to show up in such an authentic way. Tanya, also like Regina, is a parent and somebody who is consistently figuring out the ways in which themselves they can show up fully for their liberation, for their children's liberation, and that's incredibly inspiring on a foundational level. I'm excited to introduce Tanya for the first time, bringing their magic to the stage.
Creativity is something that's very new to me. I finally feel like I'm in a safe place to actually create. For once, I've always been in survival mode as long as I can remember until these last few months. And with that, just a lot has come out. Love can feel excruciating for someone like me. It makes me want to expose every fiber and intricacies of what it means to be me, just for those close enough to see how meticulously delicate my love can be. How each cell in my being is like a warrior, ready to battle the way life placed its hands on my soul. It makes me want to give an endless connection, a powerful energy exchange. But when I look at the ones I love, I tend to carve a piece of myself out to create a home for them inside of me, knowing that's something I can't even do for myself personally. That piece of me I'll never receive back, and eventually will be something I'll have to learn to grieve. And when they leave, because you know they always leave, that place that was once a home becomes a void deeper than some of the earth's greatest seas. My body was never a temple. It was always disposable to you. My body tells the story of generational trauma that swells deep inside. The marks of my scars are hard to hide. The pain is even harder to subside. You know the type that comes when one's entitlement loses another's innocence. My body was never a temple. It was always tossed to the ground like a heavy jacket on a hot, sunny day, forgotten and eventually hopelessly lost in the rain. My body was never respected, neither were my cries for help. Predators were never gentle, just careful with their attacks, calculated in every step of their evil ways. My ability to stand guard to my temple was diminished, completely gone. Each day went on and on, until finally my soul stopped and asked, what have we become? Stop people pleasing. Stop making excuses for the lack of love. Stop giving a single fuck. My soul decided enough was enough. And soon I realized this vessel, with all of its labels, is worthy. Worthy of my love, worthy of my time, worthy of claiming what's always been rightfully mine. My body is a temple, and forever I strive, with the pride of 1,000 ancestors, angels always answering my cries. My body is a temple, for it has given and sustained life. My body is the temple, one of the most divine. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I have not known Saya for that long, and in the short time that I have known them, I have felt this invigorated sense of renewed energy. And it is purely ancestral and like unborn grandchildren energy that comes from her. And I think really what is most tangible is her humanity. And every time I've been in contact with her, I've really felt a sense of humanity and love and joy and peace and determination and direct action, and all of that is so inspiring in this revolution. So next up, we have Saya.
Hi y'all, my name is Melissa Gesaya Fifita. I am a Black Indigenous body from here, from Pacifica, from the island of Tonga. This first piece I'm going to be reading. I've read it a couple of times, but she's just good. It's called Mo'ui. Mo'ui means life. Mo'ui. I know you feel her chilling and loud. Breathe her in. 1, 2, 3. Feel her deep within your chest, cool and pulsing, then let her out. 3, 2, 1. Listen as she sings between your lips. Hold Mo'ui in. Take her tight and tell her to stay. Feed her gumala and lube. Speak sweet things of her to the ones you love. But do not forget her weight, that she is heavy like an anchor to sea, grounded, thick roots bound in mother, roaring and unforgiving. I think of her often, how to sustain her, nurture her, love her. I know you do too. Yet privileged hands threaten to take her away on the daily. White hands between my thighs, white hands and their guns, and fists and knees, black bodies on cold concrete. White violence stripping her from our brothers, sisters, mothers, and children's body. They will never see her like we see her. To them, she is to consume blissfully, stuff into their back pockets, and carry around, bragging and scoffing in our face, laugh at why we love her so dearly, why we hold her so close, question why we fight for her cause. How could they cherish something so small? How could we cherish something so small to them? But they will never know her power, how deep anchors are when thrown to sea, how far roots traveled when watered. They will never see that for us, she is steady feet on wavering ground. She is fist pounding on heavy chests, and the cries for our justice, our liberation, black and brown bodies in boots on cold pavement. Continuing and reshaping the patterns of our being, shattering the whitewashed narratives of our past, and reshaping the story of our future out of our mouths, big lips, and all. They will never see that for us, she is freedom. So take my ui and feel her, hear her, feed her, hold her, and sing sweet songs of tomorrow, of the future that we are speaking into existence. Thank you. The second one, I have been fighting this feeling of, as a Black person, Black femme, in this fight for our liberation, that any time that we share trauma, it has to be about this experience that we live, about the Blackness in our bodies, and coming to the terms that everything we do is that liberation. Our crying, our love, our anger, our art in all forms. So, I wrote this after trying to understand my mother and her relationship with my father. Fade into you, the way the sun fades to blue, and I fade in and out, now and later, here and there, real and abstract. Fade into me like I do when I take just one too many. I always do. Will you give me the time to slip in between cracks so small I can only see the slivers of your sky-colored skin? Fade into me, soft and squishy flesh, draped in stillness though beautiful, I hate. Stretched out longing fingers, interlocking between my ribs. You are my spring-flavored persons, and me, yellow orange citrus girl, too sour to taste without sugar, too bitter without chaser. Pour me out and mix me up into what you think is good. Water me down with your wishes, and I, bare and hollow, yearn to be put to rest. How can I sustain you? With spring tea, peach flavored, sticky and cold cubes clink as you wind your wrists. Lay me out and squeeze, leaving the essence of my being. And I will fill all your in-betweens. For I have nothing left but to melt into what is left of this shell of mine. Open my mouth and hear your voice on repeat like ribbons who dance in my throat. Tell me your fears, and I will make sweet, sweet lemonade. A pound of sugar will put you to ease, though deceiving my body's roots. Fade into you until there is nothing left but you and yellow orange citrus. Thank you.
This next person we have, actually before that, we just finished a Women's History Month and Trans Visibility Day. And I would not be doing the work that I do if it wasn't for Black trans people. And I would not be bringing liberation wouldn't work to all of you if it wasn't for our trans brothers and sisters and community. And so I'd like to take a moment to share space energetically with people in the world who have been leading the way pre-agricultural times, before colonization, when we were really able to bring our magic in an authentic way. So just if we could all think of something that brings us a lot of joy, and hold that, because we know that energy is palpable, that it stays with us, and that it does actually create change. So if we can hold whatever brings us joy, breathe that in, and then hold that knowledge that it's going to take us working together to create that change. So breathing out. Destiny is somebody who has been a part of liberation and Black liberation for many decades, obviously just in terms of living and being a Black person, but also with the work that she brings, being a doula. And it has been a joy and a delight to be a person doing this work in this world alongside other people who are also practicing, showing up and doing the work. And so, without further ado, Destiny.
Thank you, Amber. Always honored to share space with you and honored to share space with everyone here. And I love standing next to Andrew. And did you know you have glitter? He is glitter. Is he not glitter? I love that. So tonight, I am going to share a hodgepodge of poems. I loved the flyer for this event, open mic. I haven't really done a poetry open mic since I was very young. So I'm going to share the first poem I ever read at a poetry night with you, and it's very lighthearted. And again, my name is Destiny, and I am a doula. I'm a full circle doula. I was trained under Shafia Monroe. Give it up. Give it up for Shafia. And I'm a mother. I have 3 children. And since we're a day past Trans Visibility Day, but I'm a very proud mother of a trans son. Okay, so a little lighthearted poem. And this is actually, I don't really think this needs any explanation, but I wrote it when I was 25, and this is the first person that broke my heart. But this isn't about that. Okay. Jealous. I had a lover once. She told me I was jealous, so I thought on this. Yes, I'm jealous, I suppose, of her cigarettes, 'cause they linger on her lips. Yes, I'm jealous, I suppose, of the wine in her hand, 'cause she holds it all night long. Yes, I'm jealous, I suppose, of the books that she reads, 'cause she makes time for them every day. Yes, I'm jealous, I suppose, of the herbs that she smokes, 'cause they take her mind from me. Yes, I'm jealous, I suppose, of anything that would take her time from me. Yes, I'm jealous, I suppose. You see, I don't smoke cigarettes and I don't drink wine and I don't read books, I just write mine. And I don't like coffee and herbs, well. Yes, I'm jealous, I suppose, of anything that would take her mind from me. Yes, I'm jealous, I suppose, of everything that would take her time from me. My lover has many mistresses, Mistresses need not be of flesh. Yes, I'm jealous, I suppose.
Woo.
I'm going to share some new poems with you that I've recently written, so I'm definitely going to be reading them. This is called By Design. I'm going to drop into heaven. America, what have you done to me? Am I alone by design? I think I saw my husband on the evening news. He was bloodied and bruised. I think I saw my husband on YouTube. He was standing accused. I think I saw the man I love standing on the street. I know he wanted more than selling cigarettes and CDs. I think I heard my husband crying out, no, couldn't be, that man, he can't breathe. I think he was supposed to marry me, but you locked him up. You choked him out. You put him in your pipeline and you smoked him. America, what have you done to me? I think I saw my husband staring into a white woman's eyes. I think I saw my husband pass me by. A woman looked back at me. She had blonde hair. She had blue eyes. She looked back at me, making sure I knew he passed me by. He did not look at me. I did not look at him. Truth is, I recognized him. I passed him by too. Now he's out of view. I resigned myself. America, what have you done to me? I married a white man. It turned out I was his fantasy. I had his children diluted. They passed into privilege. I could not go with them. I got divorced. America, what have you done to me? I am alone by design. And this one is based in childhood feelings. When I describe myself as a bicultural Black woman. So I have a white mom and a Black father, and I was raised in my all-white family. But I always saw myself in my father. I always identified as Black. I knew I was mixed, but I very much wanted to be with my Black peers. But my mom didn't do my hair. I didn't have the external cues that said, I like you, I love you. And I wasn't raised in my Black family, so I was just very different. I also had two moms. We weren't religious at all. So I had a very different upbringing than a lot of my Black peers did. So this is trying to describe that childhood feeling. Don't you recognize me? She doesn't recognize me. My curls are too loose, only half what they should be. My skin is too light, only half what it could be. My voice is too white, I'm singing kumbaya. I recognize her. Her curls are tight, just right, double mine. Her skin is dark, just right, double mine. Her voice is what I'm supposed to be. She's singing, Jesus loves me. She jumps rope, I jump rope. She goes in, I go out, laughing. Black girl, don't you recognize me? Mixed girl, I can't see you the way you see me. You see in me what you want to be. I see in you what we ought not to be. She is whole, I am half. She jumps rope, I jump rope. She goes in, I go out, laughing. She goes home, I watch her go. She does not look back. So I want to share this. Speaking of having two moms, I wrote this for all the little people out there that have two moms or two dads. So I'm going to share two moms, two dads, two hands with you, and then I'm going to share a poem that comes from my doula self. And then I'm going to close. So two moms, two dads, two hands. People see my two dads and think they shouldn't be raising me. People see my two moms, and while they're praising me, they think, yeah, but where's the daddy? People see me and they think, poor thing, no mom or no dad. I see people and think, don't you see I am loved? Don't you see I am planned? Don't you see I am chosen? I see people and I think, don't you see how brave my moms are? Don't you see how daring my dads are? My two moms, my two dads, they have been bold so that I might have two hands to hold. I have two hands to hold. That's all you need to know. That should make you happy. So many kids like me only have one hand to hold. No, 1, 2, 3, we, as their legs are lifted off the ground. Most kids only have a mom or a dad anyway. Don't you see? Don't you feel sorry for me? I am no poor thing. Behold, I am loved. I do not need to be consoled. I have two hands to hold. And this one is my doula self. I have to say, I cherish the female body. I think that women are beautiful, and our bodies provide not only life, but so much comfort. And so this poem is actually about our breasts. Our breasts provide so much comfort and are the source in general of life. So this is breasts as noun. Breasts budding, hopeful, excitement, disappointment, pain, time to cover up. Breasts developed, beautiful bounty belonging to my lover's lips, belonging to a stranger's glance. Breasts become comfort, bra cups overflowing, aching back, breasts swelling, baby's golden milk, lover takes a sip, breasts nursing life, love, stinging pain, bonding, breaking my lover's touch. Baby weaned, breast empty, breasts return to my lover's chance. Breasts fading, babies grown, lovers on their own. Breasts tired of expectation, breasts rest now, shirt with no bra, nothing to hold them up, nothing to keep them down. Breasts honored for all they have been, no longer a verb, a noun. Thank you so much for letting me share this with you. And it's just beautiful, Amber. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.
I'm still breastfeeding my 2-year-old, so hit me in all the feels. All right. This next person is an educator, and I knew this person's husband. Let's give you a cue about saying it. I knew Miss Angela Braxton Johnson's husband, Mr. Johnson. We taught together at a school, and I was taking an equity class, continuing my education, And my child, who's over there now, 11, was much younger and came with me. And Miss Angela Braxton Johnson was the art and equity trainer for my young child. And it was just one day that it took to really get a sense of just how large Miss Braxton Johnson's sphere of influence is. And I was lucky to have my child in her programming class for a couple months, and since then have followed her online. I envision the type of world where our youth have opportunities to show up with their full selves and their fire, and I envision that educators are exactly like Miss Angela Braxton Johnson. I can see many, many environments, I don't want to say institutions, but environments filled with educators who are thrilled to see young people, who are thrilled to inspire them to sit in their light. And I am so invigorated and thankful anytime Miss Braxton Johnson wants to grace us with her presence and her joy and her energy and her love and her wisdom and her beauty. So without further ado, Miss Angela Braxton Johnson.
Hey y'all.
Hey.
You notice everybody had little small cell phones, and I'm oldish, so do you see mine? Mine's bigger for a reason, so I can see. Oh, I am so honored to be here with all of you tonight, and thank you. Oh no, we're not supposed to touch. It's so hard for me. I'm really grateful to hold space with you all, and that you took out time in your schedules to be here, and the fabulousness of these words tonight. Yes, they make me warm and fuzzy. Poetry is my favorite thing. So I'm gonna share, and Amber, there you go. Girl, you know I love you so much. She is such, isn't she a jewel? Yeah, let's clap it up for Miss Amber. So this first poem I'm going to share is called Inspired to Live Now. I'm not here to conspire or merely to teach. I'm here to inspire and hoping to reach that person inside of you who says, I can't do it. They're hardly reliable. In fact, they are fooling you. She does not welcome knowledge. She wants you to fear. Her presence will keep you in constant arrears. He's afraid of failure and of the unknown. He wants you to abide in your comfort zone. They're trying to protect you from being rejected. You'll lose your self-worth before you detect it. Unloved by yourself, unseen, unfulfilled, you'll lose all excitement. You'll lose all of your thrills. They're afraid at the end of your rope, when you've mentally had it, they'll say life is too hard and your body is tragic. But that's a bold-faced lie. So come home to yourself and experience your magic. Don't believe all of the stigma, ridiculousness. Get grounded, stand up, be brave, be blessed. Don't worry about those who are employed to critique. You're someone special. You're someone unique. You're royal. You're chosen, a child of the King. Every ounce of you sacred. Every pound of you king or queen. I wrote queen. So stop dieting and waiting to pursue all of your dreams. You are beautiful and worthy right now to be seen. Write down all of your goals and strive to take action and live your life with much more satisfaction. If your family and friends disagree and forsake you, these are trials to strengthen, reform, and reshape you. Go to therapy, create art, even yell if you must. Just keep breathing and lean into. Who said that? That was me. So this is a short one. Trust your dopeness. Trust your dopeness. Trust your dopeness when it's hard to cope and you feel like moping. When you want to get a rope and hang yourself out to dry. Just tap into your hopeness. Discern truth from the lie. Life gets hard, trauma chokes, and we often ask why. No quick answers are coming, so have a good cry. Breathe deep and just try to rely on the Christ, the one who's already paid the price. But if that cost seems too high and doesn't feel right, consider voicing with me this new mantra of mine. Discern truth from the lie. Tap into your wholeness. Trust God, trust yourself, and trust your dopeness. Shake the dust off your shoulders. One day at a time, one task at a time, one breath at a time. Go ahead, drop a dime into your treasures of hope and see your ancestral royalness. Feel the divine. Piece together your brokenness as the Spirit gives doses of newfound hope and the essentials of life. Trust. What's arising, unfolding, step out of your mess. Trust. Healthy ways of copeness already in us. Trust. You'll survive this test as your worst brings your best. Trust. Those who've crossed where you've been brought experience to pen, to type, to write, to live in real life. So all day and all night, my new mantra recite. Discern truth from the lie. Tap into your hopeness. Trust God, trust yourself, and trust your dopeness. Thank you. I've been vaccinated.
What? Was that a black person that said they were fully vaccinated? Whoa! Because I see so many white people that post that they're fully vaccinated, so just want to call that out. All right, and whatever your choice is or not around vaccination is completely sacred for you. Just want to point that out, that matters, that as black people, we get taken care of first. That as black, brown, and indigenous people, our needs are centered first. All right. You all have been such a beautiful, tiny little sweet crowd, and I'm so thankful for all of you being here. We have one more performance. Oh, so I'll talk right now while this person's using the restroom. I really do want to say that this last month has been a really intense month for our community, and as we're moving into spring, what feels really apparent, again, like I talked about at the beginning, is our need to really take care of ourselves. And that as we do that more, we're able to really show up for our communities and our families and our friends. And so just a reminder as we're almost at a close, for all of you to practice just taking a moment when you have it to breathe in life to yourself, to your vision, to your dreams. Because if we're not taking that moment to really drop into the present moment, then we're really living in spaces that bring up a lot of anxiety and stress. And that really is what the oppressor wants us to continue to believe and receive and create, is all of that. And so the more that we can start to speak into the world, the kind of world that we hope to see, the more that we'll be experiencing that. We know that to be true on a scientific level. We know that to be true on an epigenetic level, on a cellular level. And so when we start to be that change, then we start to see that in the world. I am thrilled to introduce our final performance here, Yes Word. tall you are. I'm 5'5".
I'm 5'6". Reverse.
Reverse.
That's fine right there, because I'm not going to get all the money, it's not breaking money. I just moved to Portland last December. I'm originally from Texas. I don't know if you can imagine how it is being a black man growing up down south. I'm 44 years old. I've been through a lot with the system and fighting it, both intellectually, paper-wise, and I'm still healing from that, and I'll be the first to admit that. And so this first piece, which we're going to the second piece is part 2, some of it is kind of that healing and my involvement. And I just want to say before I start that when you know somebody is going through something or has been through something that's trying to heal, don't be so quick to say you need to heal and focus on yourself. Maybe they're just reaching out for love. And maybe they can teach you how to heal because they've been there, they've been through the darkness, and they've been through the depths. Yeah. So this first piece is titled Domestic Refugee. First of all, I'm not here to compete, only to say a few words to leave the people complete. You see, here in my own country, I am a domestic refugee. I flew to live in Honolulu, and for several months and weeks, I had to rest my head on Waikiki Beach. But why? Because words are so powerful, they fear the message I speak. They don't want any more lions. They only want babbling sheep. Even when we stand non-violent, they still want us silent. Slandering our honor, but justice will be our honor. Here in our homeland, we find little security. Without probable cause, they invade our privacy. Damn, I wish I had a key to set their minds free. But I am not the cell. I am that rebellious slave that jumped from the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. 5 fingers mean nothing until they unite and form a fist. It's not just about black and white. It's about the poor with closed doors abhorred by the rich. Yes. We may not change the world, but we can't let it change we. Love is my religion, and that's the source that set me free. The domestic refugee, seeking asylum in my own country. My only crime is exercising my freedom of speech. Still, I stand for world peace. Yet knowing the undefeated need that first defeat to find humility. We all are that domestic refugee. And what are the 5 fingers? Racism, homophobism, which includes sexism, religionism, classism, and capitalism. One finger alone holds no wisdom. But when they come together, they form a fist. It's not the fuck out of this oppressive ass system. I am that strange fruit, covered in blood, seeding deep into America's roots. I am a shadow hidden in the corner of truth. Now some will say they are not their ancestors. I don't like that. I am my ancestors. Although they changed the name of shame for our heritage, the stigma called black. I am Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther, Mandela, Robert Nesta Marley, Mansa Musa, Malcolm X, the Maroons, and Amazulu. Also ostracized throughout the 4 corners of the earth as domestic refugees. Seeking asylum from white supremacy. Though I've suffered many blows, I have not thrown one back. I am not your slave. I am the pyramids of stone that will never collapse. You can't kill a God because we multiply in all shapes, shades unite. That's the beauty of harmony. I hope one day that we can come away from this sick, disgusting, oppressive, hypocrisy, and heresy that we call democracy.
That's so beautiful. Everybody, we are at a close here. Rage is not here, but I would love to give them some snaps for the energy that they brought. Saya as well. Tanya, saw you somewhere. Destiny. Miss Angela Johnson Braxton Johnson. Yes, word. Andrew. We have bike block here that are our guardians that help keep us in community in a way that allows us to have even a little bit more joy. So let's snap it out for them as well.